Millions of fans cannot look away. Kim Taehyung's charm in the latest BTS x GQ interview leaves the world silent. Hello ARMY all around the world. Welcome back to BTS Fans channel. Wherever you are right now, it might be a quiet morning with sunlight slowly entering through your window. It might be a busy afternoon filled with work, responsibilities, and activities that keep you moving throughout the day. Or maybe it is late at night, when the world feels calmer and everything around you becomes a little more peaceful. But today, there is one small moment from the world of BTS that suddenly made so many people pause for a moment. A simple interview. A casual conversation. And yet, within that moment, there was one person who once again made millions of eyes unable to look away. Kim Taehyung. When the latest BTS interview with GQ magazine was released, many fans initially watched it casually. Just to see the members talking, sharing stories, laughing together, and reflecting on their journey as they usually do. But as often happens whenever Taehyung appears on screen, something about this moment felt different. Something about him quietly captured everyone's attention. The moment the camera focused on him. The moment he began speaking. The moment his expression shifted from thoughtful to soft in just a few seconds. The internet slowly began to react. People started to notice something that is often difficult to explain about Taehyung's presence. It was not only about his visuals, which are frequently described as some of the most iconic in the world of K-pop. It was not only about his face, often compared to a character from a classic film. It was something deeper. Something more subtle. It was the way he carried himself. The way he sat calmly. The way he listened carefully to the other BTS members while they were speaking. And the way he answered questions with a deep, gentle voice that felt thoughtful and sincere. In that GQ interview, Taehyung did not try to dominate the conversation. He did not try to become the center of attention. He simply existed in the moment. He simply allowed himself to be natural. And strangely enough, that was exactly what made him stand out the most. There were moments when the camera caught his quiet expression while listening to a question. Moments when he gave a small smile after another member made a joke. Moments when he answered a question slowly, as if he truly wanted to choose the right words. And little by little, viewers around the world started saying the same thing. They could not stop looking at him. On social media platforms, comments began appearing everywhere. Many ARMY said that their eyes kept returning to Taehyung every time the camera showed the entire group. Even when all 7 members appeared in the same frame, something about Taehyung naturally drew attention. Some people described it as an aura. Others called it natural charisma. And some simply said that Taehyung has the rare ability to make the camera fall in love with him. But if we look deeper, that charm is not only about the way he looks on camera. It also comes from the way he has grown as an artist. For many years now, ARMY have witnessed Taehyung's journey from a curious young trainee into one of the most influential global artists. That journey was not always easy. There were pressures. There were expectations. And there were moments when the entire world seemed to watch every step he took. But through all of that, Taehyung managed to hold on to something very important. His authenticity. And that authenticity could be felt strongly throughout this GQ interview. When he spoke, it did not feel like a rehearsed answer. It felt spontaneous. Relaxed but thoughtful. As if every word came directly from his heart. There was one quiet moment during the interview when another member was speaking, and the camera briefly captured Taehyung listening. He was not talking. He was simply paying attention. But his expression looked warm and sincere. His small smile felt genuine. And in that very simple moment, many fans said they felt a strange sense of comfort. As if Taehyung's presence itself carried a calming energy. Another thing that impressed many viewers was the elegance with which Taehyung carried himself. Not an exaggerated elegance. Not something forced. But something very natural. The way he sat. The way he looked at the camera. The way he responded thoughtfully to questions. Everything felt composed and confident. Perhaps that is why many people often say Taehyung has the aura of a classic movie actor. There is something cinematic about his expressions. Something about the way he moves, the way he pauses, the way he looks into the distance. It feels as if every small gesture could belong in a film scene. In this BTS X GQ interview, we could also see once again how warm the relationship between the members remains. They joked with each other. They reacted to each other's answers. They laughed together. And in the middle of those moments, Taehyung often watched quietly before eventually smiling or adding his own thoughts. These moments may seem small. But for fans, these small moments are exactly what make BTS feel so genuine and relatable. And when Taehyung spoke about their journey as a group, there was a strong sense of sincerity in his voice. He spoke with gratitude about how far they have come, about the changes that time inevitably brings, but also about the things that remain the same. Their friendship, their music, and their connection with ARMY. When those words were spoken, many fans felt deeply moved. Because behind the global fame and extraordinary success, BTS still speak with the same humility that fans have loved since the beginning. And Taehyung is often one of the members who expresses those emotions most beautifully. It is no surprise that after the interview was released, social media quickly filled with reactions. On Twitter, Taehyung's name began trending. On TikTok, short clips from the interview started spreading rapidly. Fans created compilation videos showing Taehyung's reactions throughout the conversation. Some clips showed him laughing. Some showed him thinking before answering. And some simply focused on the way he looked at the camera with a quiet intensity. What was even more interesting was that many people, who were not originally K-pop fans, began noticing these clips. They may have discovered them accidentally while scrolling through social media. But after watching for a few seconds, they often found themselves asking the same question. Who is this man? What makes him so captivating? And before they realized it, they had already finished watching the entire video. This is one of the reasons Taehyung is often described as someone whose charm goes beyond fandom. He does not only attract BTS fans. He also captures the attention of people who may know very little about K-pop. Because a presence like that cannot always be explained. Sometimes it is simply something people feel. Something natural that appears when a person stands in front of the camera. And in this BTS X GQ interview, the world was reminded of that once again. That even in a simple conversation, even without a stage, even without music or performance, Kim Taehyung can still capture the attention of millions of people around the world. He does not need to try too hard. He only needs to be present. And his presence alone is enough to make people notice. Perhaps that is why so many fans said the same thing after watching the interview. They tried to focus on the entire discussion. They tried to watch all the members equally. But somehow, their eyes kept returning to one person. Kim Taehyung. Someone sitting there calmly, speaking gently, smiling warmly, and without any effort at all, reminding millions of people around the world once again of something very special. That Kim Taehyung's charm is something truly rare. Something that cannot be manufactured. Something that only a few people in the world seem to possess. And perhaps that is why, even today, millions of fans still cannot look away from him.